back to the channel. I'm your friend Shinobi, and today we are taking a look at the MacBook Air M1. I've already made an unboxing video about this, so you can check that out on my channel. And yeah, this is a silver variant which I went for. There are three colors: space gray, silver and gold. I went for the silver one because I like this one more than the space gray. And yeah, it looks really nice, it looks clean, it looks minimal, and it is a very sleek laptop. It is a very slim and sleek laptop, and it weighs around 1.8 kilograms, I guess. But yeah, it's not like a feather light laptop. It surely has a heft to it which feels like a premium device. So yeah, the heft does really add to the premiumness of this one. And other than that, the build is completely made of aluminium. It is a completely unibody, I should say aluminium unibody. There are these screws and stuff at the bottom. There are these grips and some information written here, and yeah, nothing else. It's completely flushed aluminium and it looks really nice. And on the right side you have the 3.5mm combo jack, and as you can see, this like tapers around, so it looks really nice and makes the laptop feel slimmer than it actually is. But yeah, it might just be the slimmest laptop under 1 lakh rupees that you can get. I'm not really sure about that, but yeah. And on the left side you have two USB Type-C Thunderbolt ports which can support up to a 5K display, and it can only support a single external display. I don't know why, although it has two ports. So yeah, you can use one for charging and you can use the other one for DisplayPort output. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the ports and the design. And the hinge is pretty nice. I can just open this laptop with one hand, so that's pretty nice. And as soon as you open the lid, it turns on and it comes up with the lock screen. I can just use Touch ID to get in the laptop, which is really nice. And the trackpad is made out of glass, which I like a lot. It is a big trackpad, it is very responsive and it is very quick. And yeah, it's a great trackpad, I should say. It has haptic feedback. It actually doesn't really move like some Windows laptop or something. There's no physical buttons or anything in here. It's just haptic feedback, which makes it feel like it is moving, and it feels very realistic, to be honest. And I was so impressed with the trackpad. There are different gestures that you can use to do different things, like going into the finder and stuff, which is pretty cool. And yeah, it works well. You have a lot of gestures and stuff, and overall I should say it's a pretty amazing, probably the best trackpad experience you'll ever have on a laptop. Right, so yeah, this keyboard is also pretty good and it feels really nice to type on. I think they're using the butterfly layout or something. The previous one, which was using the like scissor keys, had that key problem and all that, but I think this is the butterfly keyboard which is being used on the Air M1. And yeah, it is a very good keyboard. You have all these function rows at the top with a lot of shortcuts, and all the shortcuts are pretty useful. And yeah, you have the Touch ID button over here, and it took me a little bit time to get used to all this because I am a Windows user and I use Control C, Control V and all that. So you have to use Command C, Command V, and there's this option and control buttons extra on this one. So yeah, I am still not used to this. I'm still getting used to these what should I say, buttons and stuff on Mac OS. But yeah, I probably will get used to in a few more weeks or so. So yeah, the keyboard is pretty good. It feels pretty nice to type on. I prefer the feel that they give, and they also have backlighting which lowers the brightness and stuff depending on your like environmental light, which is pretty cool. They have the light sensors, and yeah, that's pretty nice. The keyboard is pretty well. The trackpad is probably the best, and even the chassis is pretty nice. And if we talk about these grills, these are the speakers, and these are amazing speakers. These are probably the best laptop speakers you can listen under 1 lakh rupees, I should say. It's probably better than majority of Windows laptops. And yeah, these speakers are really good. I enjoy listening to music and watching videos with these speakers. So yeah, if we talk about the display, we have a 13-inch retina display over here with around, I think, 2.5K resolution or something. I'm not really sure. It's 2516 to 1600 or something like that, the resolution. But yeah, it's around 2K, 2.5K resolution, and it looks absolutely amazing. You cannot see any pixels on this particular screen, and it looks really nice. It also has an automatic brightness sensor. I have turned that on because it is a little bit, I would say, awkward. I use these buttons to like manually decrease or increase the brightness of the screen. So yeah, the screen is pretty nice. It goes up to 400 nits of brightness. It is great viewing outdoors, indoors, anywhere. Outdoors under direct light sources might be a little difficult because the screen is reflective. Yeah, it works really well. It looks great, and it also has HDR playback, so you can play HDR videos on this screen, which is pretty nice. And the webcam is not that good. It's pretty average. It's a 720p webcam. It's like very average. Yeah, if we talk about the battery life on the MacBook Air M1 is simply amazing. I charged it like 2 days ago, around 8 AM or something, and it's right now at 70% after 2 entire days of usage. I've used about 7 to 8 hours of screen on time on this one after charging it, and in the previous charge cycle I almost used it like 9 or 10 hours at a stretch, and still it just drained about 40 or 50% of battery, which is pretty nice. And right now, as you can see, in 3 days it just drains about 30%. And day before yesterday I was using it for like 5 hours, I guess, at a stretch, and it only drained about I should say 15% battery life, with like a ton of Chrome tabs open, WhatsApp, Slack, email, iMessage, Finder, YouTube Music, everything was going on, but still it lasted me. And yeah, in my usage, I guess I only have to charge it like 3 or 4 times in a month if I am very like what should I say, careless about the usage. So yeah, that should do it. So battery life is pretty amazing. I am sure you can get that 18 hours that they rate it, and even more if you use it more cautiously. But yeah, the battery life is simply amazing. You cannot get a better battery life from a laptop at the time. Alright, so in terms of charging, you get 30-watt charger in the box. It's a Type-C charger. The cable is pretty long and thick, and yeah, it supports like I think power delivery charging too, up to 30 watts. So I have a StuffCool Neutron 33-watt charger, a small charger which can charge this laptop like at full power. So that's pretty cool. You can charge it via either of the USB-C ports. Apart from this, lastly, there is macOS on this one. This is the 256GB version with 8GB of RAM, and macOS almost all of the times like uses around 6.5 GB of RAM, whether you are using multiple apps, you are using like what should I say, a few apps, it will always like use 6.5 GB of RAM. So yeah, that's the thing. And apart from this, so few things are weird. It more of look like a mobile operating system rather than a computer operating system, and things are here and there. And a few things like installing stuff is a bit weird. It creates a virtual drive, then you have to pull that particular virtual drive app to the applications folder to install it. It's a bit weird, all of it, so I need to get used to all this. But yeah, a few things are much easier to do on Windows compared to this thing. So yeah, but it's pretty fluid. It doesn't hiccup or anything. I haven't seen any kind of like slowdowns or anything even on battery, so that's pretty much good. I guess that's enough for me that it doesn't slow down or anything. It's there is a bit of a learning curve, so yeah, you have to get used to it. But yeah, it's a pretty good operating system, pretty well optimized, and I think right now yeah, I'm on macOS Ventura version 13.5.1. I got one update. So yeah, overall my experience has been pretty good till now. with the MacBook Air M1. I still need to get used to Mac OS and all these new keys and stuff, but the battery life is amazing, the build quality is amazing, the display is gorgeous, the speakers are very good, and overall it's a pretty good laptop. I'm quite happy with it. With my purchase, I got it for about 75,000 rupees from Chroma after some discounts. So yeah, if you're looking for a laptop around that price range and you don't really care about heavy usage or gaming or anything, and your priority is like a mobile device that can last you a long time while you're on the move, or while like you are away from a power source, then I guess the MacBook Air M1 is a pretty good choice for you. And yeah, my main reason was that so that I can take this thing outside and use it freely without worrying about batteries. So that was my main motivation of getting in, and I wanted to try a MacBook. I've got an iPhone, I got an Apple Watch earlier, I have used iPads, I hadn't used a Mac, so I thought why not get a MacBook instead of getting another Windows machine. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I haven't mentioned much of the cons because I have not figured out that much things about this as of yet. So I'm going to do my full review after using it for more than a month. So I would have a bigger or a more clear idea about the things that goes around on this. So yeah, make sure to subscribe to the channel for that and hit that bell icon to stay notified about my new uploads. And if you like this video, then don't forget to hit the like button. That's pretty much it from my side. I'm Mr. Chinnobi and I'm signing out. Peace.